afternoon. Let's talk about Israel, India, and the Ferengi, and America and Australia. It's a lot to talk about. Today, there's a video out by Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly discussing Charlie Kirk. Sad what happened to him. The rumor seemed to be that Israel's behind it. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't know anything about Israel. Never had anything to do with them. I do have some concerns about the USS Liberty, an incident that happened a long time ago that has never been answered for. I do have some concerns about they call it AIPAC, I think, AIPAC. It's the lobbyist that seems that most of the people in Congress and maybe even the Senate owe their allegiance to. I don't understand why Israel's trying to manipulate us here in America. Don't understand that at all. I don't think we should be allowing that. But other than that, I don't know anything bad about Israel. I've always been kind of neutral, except for the USS Liberty incident. Now, India, on the other hand, they are destroying American workers. If you're not aware of it, if you're not a truck driver or you've never worked around technology, they pretty well found ways to exclude Americans from being truck drivers or software developers and technology, stuff like that. What they're doing is wrong. They're taking over whole communities in America. That's wrong. Ask me about it sometime. I'll develop a website to expose it. But India is more like the Ferengi on Star Trek. You ever watch that show? All they care about is their money. They don't care who gets hurt. In other words, if they come here to America and they displace you as an American citizen, and you got a family depending on you to bring home the bacon, and you can't find another job, they don't give a shit. They have absolutely zero interest in Americans in America, and that's wrong. I do fight that. For those wondering, name's Virgil Beersville. I'm the only one discussing jobs. Matter of fact, they call me Virgil the Jobs Guy, because that's all I discuss for about 22 years now. My website is vbsenate.com. I'm campaigning against Senator Cornyn and Attorney General Ken Paxton, because neither one of them gives a damn if your family has jobs in America to provide for your families with. Neither one. You ask them about it. Go up point blank and ask them to their face, what are you doing about jobs? Ask them. 50% of all jobs in America, and especially in Texas, go to native-born Americans or Texans. The rest all go to foreign-born, non-immigrant guest workers that Senator Cornyn and Governor Abbott have worked hard to import to deprive you of jobs. And furthermore, they use your taxpayer money to deprive you of jobs by hiring contractors like Infosys, Tata, and there's a lot of small ones too, that refuse to hire Americans in America to work on these Texas state projects. And that's happening in every state. It's happening at the federal level. It's happening everywhere. We as Americans, we have the authority, we have the ability, if we rise up united and tell our politicians and our corporate executives, we don't like this shit. We've had enough. They will turn directions. But we have to be willing to do it. Anybody wants to reach me, you can email me at vbeers@gmail.com. Now let's talk about something that happened today. There's two things I want to discuss. Let me find the first one, because this one here really, if you're not paying attention, this one right here. Today, the government released some kind of deal saying they're going to move up the issuing of green cards. Everybody's talking about it, but nobody really understands why. And I found this out that I found really interesting. September 17th, U.S. India trade talks, September 17th. Phone call between Trump and Modi, where Modi called the nation's close friends and natural partners. Problem is, you talk to any American, we're not close friends. We're not natural partners. Them son of bitches are destroying us. And nobody in the government is listening. Nobody. Not Senator Cornyn, not Attorney General Ken Paxton, not Governor Abbott, nobody. Not Chip Roy, August Pfluger, none of them that represent Texas are listening to you. All you got to do to talk to American software developers is talk to us. There's many of us. We'll put you in touch with the mothers who have sent their kids to college. And their kids have graduated with 4.0 in computer science and shit, and they can't buy a goddamn interview. Now, what kind of crap is that? That's not how we treat Americans and Americans. Anyway, you've had long enough to read that. Let's pull up the next little thing. Yeah, this billboard apparently has appeared everywhere today. The same day those green cards got pushed up. Awful coincidental, isn't it? Cost somebody a lot of money. I'm trying to put together a billboard in Austin, Texas for my Senate campaign to fight this shit. And downtown will cost me almost $22,000. If I get outside of Austin on Interstate 35 or Highway 290, I can get them for around $5,000 or $6,000. Can you imagine this thing showing up in every state today in America? In many places. Not only that, it showed up in Australia, I've heard reports recently. That's not a local guy like me or any of these small companies like Infosys or whatever. I wouldn't think. That's the country of India itself. It costs a lot of money. You're probably looking at several million dollars there for this ad campaign that come out today. Warm birthday wishes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You ever hear them howdy Modi parties that Senator Cornyn was throwing? Yeah, this is who he was throwing them for. To welcome. Because Indian workers help amplify, how do you put it? Help make Texas jobs better. He doesn't mention the Americans, the Texans that are getting forced out so that the Indians can come in. I know there's a lot of people pissed off about this. Not our governor, apparently. It doesn't seem that damn President Trump gives a damn. Vice President Vance. Stephen Miller, who's always talking about this shit. He's nowhere to be heard from. The White House, Department of Labor, they're all sweeping it under the carpet. So a few million Americans get hurt. As long as we keep telling everybody we're MAGA, we're going to make America great again and put Americans first, they'll believe that shit. Problem is, Americans aren't believing it. Sure, there's a lot of people on the MAGA side, and I'm one of them. I want to believe President Trump is doing everything he can. But I believe he is surrounded by this Modi shit from India, the Ferengis. Israel, I don't know where they stand on jobs for Americans. I don't think they really give a damn one way or another. Our American politicians, I'd bet 90% of them have sold out. They just don't give a damn. And whenever you complain and say you can't find jobs, they tell you, well, the problem's yours. Everybody that wants a job has a job. Furthermore, since you're sitting on the couch doing nothing, we are going to make it so that you have to find work, or we're going to discontinue your Medicaid and stuff like that. Yet they sent the jobs overseas, and they imported the workers to take your jobs. You won't hear a single person running to represent Texas in this Senate election, which is coming up. We file November 8th, I think it is. You won't hear a single person step up to the plate and say no to this crap. You won't hear nobody. Let's get rid of that little blurb first. Let me show you my email. There's my email. You can contact me. You can text me at 325-215-1886. Don't call because I won't answer. I get too damn many spam calls already. You can email me. I'm available. I won't say 24/7, but I'm available. I check my messages all the time. Everybody that knows me knows I'm working to end this stuff. I'm the only one. Now, we'll give people credit. The young Republicans of Texas, apparently there's two branches. I can't remember which one's which, and I don't have it in front of me right now. They have said no to the H-1B. The Texas GOP has said no to the H-1B. I haven't heard the GOP in the Senate or the GOP in the Congress say no to anything. And I do know that American workers are getting destroyed. If you don't believe me, come to my website, guestworkervisas.com. I'll show you. Speaking of that, I want to show you one little thing here real quick. Operation Freedom, I call it. There's a guy, I think he got mentioned in the Dallas News today. Apparently his wife couldn't get home in the community north of Dallas. So he took a video, short video, showing where they're banging their drums and they got the street closed off. Apparently they didn't like it. Apparently he owns Boundaries Coffee. If you're up in that area, go give him a good review. He deserves it. According to these guys, they got access to 6 million Indian emails in America. We will blast your business and profiles over 6 million. If they write negative reviews, it will ruin your business. We have all proof regarding this. You must pay 20,000 or our games will begin. Let me know if you're ready for instruction. To them, I say, fuck you. So anyway, I created this website, and it goes out and it allows Americans to enter the communities that this is happening in America so that we can start tracking stuff. As you can see, it's a lot of places. A lot of places. What is happening? This is wrong. Folks, if you want to come over here and work alongside us and hire us and work with us, we're all for it, most of us. I don't know, you've got a lot of angry people now that have had enough. But we would have been all for it. But what you did is you come over here, you took over our communities, you blocked our citizens where they can't get home. You did the same in our jobs. I haven't worked myself steadily in 22 years. And I'm pretty good. I can develop any kind of software to expose anything. And I can fix the ones that don't work. But I can't buy an interview because I'm white, conservative, Navy veteran. And these people from India, using caste and nepotism and no matter what else they can do, age discrimination, anything, have said, no, we're not going to hire these white boys. This is all Indian. We want it all for ourselves. So I fight it. I wouldn't even consider running to be a senator in Texas if I could find work. I can't. And I hear from millions who are in the same situation. All Americans, all good people. Can't buy an interview. I've heard from MIT graduates. Can't buy an interview. Used to, if you graduated from MIT, you were set for life. Your future was golden. What kind of shit is that? So anyway, we need to start looking at all this stuff. I'm wanting to put together billboards covering Texas at about $5,000 a pop, saying $0 for H-1B workers, with a link to my website and all that. We need to stand up, folks. Otherwise, our silence enables this. If we keep remaining silent, it's just going to go worse. It's bad enough as is. This is happening globally. It's happening in Canada. It's happening in UK. UK is blowing up right now from what I understand. Scotland, Australia, All 50 states. All 50 states. Most of you don't know about it. This video probably won't make it outside of a few thousand, so you probably won't know about it either. But it's happening. It's real, and it's happening on our shores. And our people are paying the price while our corporations, corporate executives, and our politicians are getting rich off of it. I think that's wrong. If anybody should be paying the price for all this stuff, what's happened to American workers, it should be those corporate executives and those politicians who enable it. Senator Cornyn is one of them. That's why I'm going to beat him. Attorney General Ken Paxton, he won't come out and say Texas will quit using taxpayer money to pay contractors who will not hire Americans in America. Now, why won't he do something as simple as that? How many has got his pants unzipped? He's every time he turns around, he's a different damn corruption problem. Why won't he come out and stand up for Texans, especially if he wants to represent you? Virgil the Jobs guy will. I'll go on record. I'll make sure your family's going to have a good future. I'll do everything I can in Washington, D.C., everything, to make sure the news media, the Senate, and the Congress are discussing jobs for Americans every single day. And the bastards that won't do it, I'll expose them. It's up to you guys. Y'all can pick Cornyn and Paxton and remain silent and watch it get worse and worse and worse. I ran against Cornyn 6 years ago. It is substantially worse now than it was 6 years ago. So if you think it's going to get better, you better think again. Anyway, enough of this. I just wanted you to think about Israel, India, and the Ferengi, and jobs for Americans in America. Thank you. Bye.